is not something that you just dump something on. The internet is not a big truck. The internet is a series of
these nuts. Got him. Got him.
Hey lads, Alcoholics Unanimous here. I know I said in my last video that I was gonna try and get the February recap out before February ended.
I lied!
I just had some pretty big stuff and, you know, something pretty personal came up, but I'm here, and unfortunately, I'm wasting mine and your time by making this video. Man, I thought January was boring. Over a whole month, I only have 3 subjects for this monthly recap, and one of them isn't really specific for this month. So, if you're new to these videos, I summarise some of the big internet happenings over the last month, and sum it up into one shorter video, as opposed to watching hours and hours of videos that can be summed up in one sentence, and dragged out to at least 8 minutes for all that juicy ad revenue. This should hopefully be a shorter video, but regardless, let me quickly tie a noose first.
I'm giving this lasagna a massage while preparing to announce I'm joining ISIS.
I'm gonna quickly go over this one since it's kind of old news. Most of his tweets have been deleted by now, and everyone and their dog has talked about this. Kanye West, not related to Mayor Adam West, is infamous for making graduation. He's also infamous for having certain views on a religious group, much the same as another famous person from the early 1900s, Walt Disney Jr. He's also infamous for being a gay fish.
And you like fish sticks?
Yes.
You're a gay fish.
No, I am not no gay fish.
I don't think I need to cover this in immense detail. You've seen his tweets, I've seen his tweets. Just Google them and laugh at them if you haven't, because they're deranged. And with that, I'm done with this. There are 2 things you should never do on the internet. 1, address things on live streams or impromptu, and 2, show that you're mad. If you haven't seen The Artist Who Can Sing and Artist Who Can't meme, it depicts artists Beabadoobie singing a cappella, saying she can't sing, and compares it with NBA youngboy shooting lasers out of his eyes whilst bass-boosted opera music plays on top. I'll provide a meme as reference.
Artist who can sing versus artist who can't sing.
Can't remember how to say your name.
So, clearly, very ironic. Unfortunately, Mrs. Doobie doesn't see it that way, because unlike most people who get caught up in an ironic meme, they just play along with it. Unfortunately though, she didn't. She got mad, and accused people who like or make the memes of having no bitches.
I've seen so many comments about this, but I've never seen the actual videos. But the fucking men commenting, artists who can sing vs who can't. Like, just tell me you don't get no girls. Just tell me, like, your mother didn't love you. Just like, you might as well just say it. It's obvious, it's plain. I've stalked fucking profiles and does it hurt me? Not really, if I'm being completely honest. I know men are mad at me because I probably get more girls than them, and I'm not even gay. I'm not even gay. I don't even know what I am. Maybe I'm bi, who knows? But in all seriousness, who gives a fuck? Okay, artists you can sing, vs you can't. I still got more money than you, and you're still a man. So, also the block button exists. Like, I will literally just block. Also, I just haven't seen any of those videos. Like, I've seen the comments, but I'm just not on that side of TikTok. And I feel like the people who care about my art and listen to my music aren't, like, weird incel men that, like, have no friends. I feel like they have, like, a full social life and they go outside and touch grass. So, I just don't... It's not part of my radar, but I see your comments and I'm blocking your shit, okay? it's not that hard for me. And they just like block keywords, like it's not. You're done. You're done. The artists who can't sing, who can sing videos, I have commented on them. And this is the thing, like I feel like my comments just get hidden, but you can go and check. I have commented being like, this is funny. Like this is low-key funny to me. It was just like this spamming, dude, and just like everyone from that community coming to my account and saying so much more weird shit. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of feeling like the punching bag constantly. It's horrible. It sucks. And I have so much things to be excited about. I've got the Brits next week. I'm making the music I have always wanted to make. This is talked about in that flow. I've seen so much of it, and I think it's just one thing where it's just a meme and a joke, and it's funny.
There's been no response from NBA youngboy, that I know of. If he was going to respond, he'd say something on Twitter, but he doesn't have one. NBA youngboy may not have a Twitter, but I do. So make sure to follow me for such insightful thoughts like this. Getting back on topic, this is the wrong way to react to anything, especially something that's giving you attention and clout. We live in an age where any news is good news, and being the victim of a clearly ironic meme is the best way to get some serious clout. There are probably people who have never heard of her before this meme, and now she has probably ended this with more potential fans. But to insult people over something that's ironically saying you're a good singer is fucking idiotic. See, the meme would be dead now, but by showing you're mad about it, it gives people more fuel. If you've been bullied in school, you should know one of the things you must do is show you don't really care, because a reaction is what a bully wants. That's what they find amusing about it all. So when you give a reaction of being mad, that's what people want. You've unironically added fuel to the fire, and the meme will stay relevant for, what was it, a couple weeks.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
50-50 run. Smooth.
I have nothing better to talk about. This is going to be the rest of the video. See, this was only going to be a short bit, but this lore goes deep. I've unironically probably done more research on this than my uni dissertation, which is due in 2 months. Like, literally, whilst researching this, every time I finished an article, there was a link to a different one that just made me go, fucking excuse me, what? And then I read that one, get to the end, find another article and go, fucking what? Also, there's just so much stuff to actually talk about, I can't write it all down in a perfect format. So prepare for paragraphs with very little or very poor segues. So, first thing to mention, though she is English, we don't claim her. So, if you know who Bonnie Blue is, fucking degenerate. But for the fortunately unenlightened masses, this is currently the world record holder for the most amount of people slept with in 24 hours, this being a whopping 1,057 people. As you can tell, we're getting off to a great start. Not only that, but this number was achieved in only 12 hours, meaning each partner averaged around 41 seconds. Worry not, it gets worse. Because instead of one person at a time, they were going at it in groups of 5s. I'm sorry, what? See, I might be able to explain how groups of 5s worked if the video was even released. Not leaked, released. because whilst it was still filmed, only fans actually told her she wasn't allowed to release the video. I don't know why, but the running theory is that their age verification system was pretty lax, and they just worry that some people under the age of 18 could have possibly involved herself. That is alleged. Well, I'm not sure if a video's been released or not, but a teaser trailer is available on her Twitter, and God, it's fucking vile. I mean, provided you're 18 and watching this, you can watch it over there if you want. I don't recommend it. I skimmed through it, but otherwise that would be 4.5 minutes of my life I would be begging God back for. Segue. What is this lady's type, you might ask, those with no shame? Her ideal type is what she refers to as schoolies. That may sound horrible, that's because it kind of is, but not as bad as you think. It's basically the same idea as barely legal but for boys, which is still fucking weird. Basically spawn camping anyone technically up from 16 because of Australia's consent laws. Sorry guys, Alcoholics Unanimous editor here, still me. While she has spent a fair amount of her life in Australia, she's actually been denied entry into Australia. Or cooler sounding, she's been banished from Australia. Sorry to cut in again, I was going to remove the bit about the stuff about how 16 is the age of consent, since it seems she more goes for barely legal dudes, like actually 18. But according to The Sun, she claims she hasn't gone young enough. It does go on to immediately bring up barely legal in the same sentence, but it still very much rubs me the wrong way.
Okay boys, it's only 1 week until schoolies and I cannot wait to be pleasuring you. Okay boys, just 1 week until schoolies and I cannot wait to be on my knees pleasuring you.
The way she says she likes schoolies as well sounds like she's like a demon demanding a blood sacrifice or some shit.
I'm sorry, Dex, but she is gross. And pale. And nobody is pale in Miami. She is obviously a vampire. A gross English titty vampire.
Now, spawn camping younger lads can be considered cougar behaviour. Now, looking at a picture of her, I want you to take a guess at how old she is. Is she A, 26 to 30, B, 31 to 35, C, 36 to 40, or D, 41 to 45? I'll give you 5 seconds. Now, if you picked option C, you'd be wrong. It's actually option E. She is only 25. This lady is 4 years older than me, and God, she looks terrible. I don't mean that in like a way to say she looks ugly, but God, she looks terrible for 25. It's like so many people that get plastic surgery young to protect their youth, but end up aging about 15 to 20 years in the process. So, she bangs over 1,000 people. That's a lot. Naturally, I'd assume they would have to engage with protection, you know, like a self-revive kit or a guardian relic. Because the video with the evidence isn't really available, we have no idea what the safety precautions were like. Well, I'd like to hope that the lads knew about wrapping it before tapping it. But I'd like to plant a horrible thought in your head. What if one dude may have had an STD, didn't wrap it, and was in one of the first groups of 5? Nice. That's kind of breaking the fucking Geneva Convention by spreading a disease en masse to civilians. I don't think that happened, but that would have been mighty scary if it did. But going back to the topic of men involved, holy shit, imagine. Actually, yes. Let's imagine. Imagine you unironically signed up for it, but you got a bit unlucky and ended up in one of the last groups of 5 random people from all sorts of backgrounds. You enter a fucking filthy room right after passing a group of 5, covered in paper towels for, well, you know what. I can't imagine the smells very nice either. Hopefully someone's opened a window. And then you and 4 other dudes have to arrange yourself to get about a minute max with her. And you could be unlucky and get her just offered a hand. But then again, getting a handy is probably the most hygienic option. And then that's it. You get changed and head out as another group of 5 walk past you. And then you go home. But at least you got something out of it. And you got to participate in a world record. I'm sure your parents must be proud. That may sound depressing as shit. That's because it is. See, it's very easy to point and laugh, which we should all do. But at the same time, I'm sure there were people there that were unironically so starved for any kind of affection, lining up to bang someone who's banged 1,000 other guys. Maybe their only chance, and that's genuinely sad. I'm planning on doing a big video on the loneliness epidemic soon, and we'll probably come back to this. Also worth noting, apparently some dude's mum rocked up to pull her son out of there. That's horrible to think about. If you think your parents may have been disappointed with you doing something stupid, at least they won't be this disappointed. They must want a fucking refund. But going back to safety, we also need to do little quick maths. Birth control is 99.9% effective, meaning that mathematically speaking, if you were to take 10 loads, you'd have a 0.01 chance of something going wrong. If you took 100 loads, you'd have a 0.1% chance of something going wrong. But if you were to take 1,000 loads, she got knocked up. And don't worry, it gets worse. She has plans to fucking live stream her birth.
In just 8 months' time, I'm so excited to do the world's biggest live stream of a birth.
So is it like pay-per-view? Oh no, I'm just asking for a friend. I kid. But holy shit, that's fucking foul. Like, I imagine the way the camera would be set up, you wouldn't actually see anything, but even if this was a joke, that doesn't seem very funny. But the best part, it is all a joke. Apparently, despite very clearly saying she's pregnant, she then says in a video that she's actually not pregnant, and that the media was lying about it.
So, Bonnie, are you pregnant?
I am not pregnant.
Oh, okay, right, yeah, statement over.
I am not pregnant. Like, the media, I say about like a week ago, started like making rumours about me pregnant, and quite a lot of media approached me and said, look, can you add a comment? And at the time I was like, comment on what? Because I'm not pregnant, I haven't even hinted at it, like nothing has been mentioned. Just 8 months' time, I'm so excited to do the world's biggest live stream of a birth.
So, what was all of that about? I don't fucking know. Segue. Oh, what's this? Her dad was there the entire time? Bit weird. He was only there to support her. Not as weird, but still odd anyway. Oh, what's that? She has no relationship with her biological father, but considers her stepfather a main father figure. I mean, the no father figure thing is kind of in effect, but also not. Segue. Let's imagine for a second, if the roles were reversed and it was one dude banging 1,000 women in a day. Allegedly the current world record is 57, and the dude was rushed into hospital afterwards. So, first thing.
Not scientifically possible!
Secondly, what is the reaction? This actual thing, it's mostly disgusting, even from the most progressive of liberals and feminists. But in this hypothetical, it's either top sigma, leave some women for the rest of us, lucky bastard, or
What in the actual fuck?
this is where I ask the audience, comment on what your thoughts are on the 1,000 men, but also what your thoughts would be on 1,000 women. I'm interested to find out. And you know what's funny? She's technically banged exactly 1,000 more men than the dude who had sex with the most women. What else is there to talk about? Oh, the place that the act took place in had 3 people murdered in it only days after. That's not good. Her next stunt is doing more schoolies during spring break and paying the tuitions of the one who quells the most heresy and the one with the shortest chainsword. That just doesn't seem right. Like, cool, paying tuitions? Maybe that would be nice if you were paying the tuitions of someone less financially fortunate with no strings attached. But, no, we can't have nice things. What else? She's also going through a divorce from her childhood sweetheart after working in recruitment, and then moving career goalposts to what she does now. And apparently they had a few disagreements. Which honestly is kind of fair, though it's stated very much allegedly that he was initially supportive, which has no evidence behind it. It's also stated he wasn't really happy finding out his ex banged 1,000 dudes. Like, fucking imagine being the guy at work whose ex-wife banged 1,000 dudes. Like, most guys aren't going to be over the moon to find out their ex has moved on with someone else, but over 1,000? Jesus fucking Christ. My heart goes out to him. Segue. So, what does this mean for the future? Well, she's only 25, she still has her whole life ahead of her. But actually getting a job after she moves away from online content is going to be a fucking nightmare, since she will be instantly recognisable and infamous for, being the person to bang 1,000 people in a day. And employers don't really like that kind of stuff. Why do I say that she will move away from it instead of saying might? Because stuff like OnlyFans isn't sustainable. Because the new hot girl moves in down the street every other week. Can you tell me the main people on OnlyFans back in the early 2020s? Belle Delphine's the only one I remember off the top of my head. And I have no idea how well she's doing for herself. She could be doing fine, but the market is already very oversaturated, and being the next big thing never lasts long. And, okay, let's be real. Looks fade as you get older, and looks are all that really matters when it comes to what people are spending their money on in the OnlyFans business. And as I said, she already looks tired for 25. Plus, what if she does have a kid? That kid is now the son of the woman who banged 1,000 dudes. The bullying will unironically be relentless once people find out. Which is sad. No kid should have to go through that.
Oh my god, if she was pregnant, this kid is going to slide out, or this kid is going to, want to commit suicide. Like, why would you say that?
Here's a cutaway.
Another thing to mention about Bonnie Blue is her rival, Lily Phillips. She kind of kickstarted the whole how many people can I bang in a certain time frame with 101 in a day, and then wanted to move on to the big 1,000 in a day. I have no idea if the two of them actually chill or actively dislike each other, because no article will actually give a straight answer, and if one does, another has a different answer. Also, please note, she actually looks her age too. She is 24, only 3 years older than me. From my research, despite losing to Bonnie to be the first person to do 1,000 dudes, the cards aren't off the table yet. much like Bonnie as well. Announced a pregnancy and then got a refund on it. But the thing that does make me want to dedicate a bit more time to this than a quick skim is something that happened recently that I wouldn't have been able to cover if my schedule was consistent. What's coming up next is a doozy. The Sun says she has now made shocking claims about her plans with her latest victims. Oh man, that sounds crazy. Describing partners as victims is usually just silly little jokes. I don't know anymore. It's 3 AM on the dot as I'm writing this, and 5:15 as I'm recording it. She recently made a post saying she met up and had a party with her oldest fan and some of his mates in a fucking nursing home. Okay, being real here, despite the fact that said dude can easily be described as a legal adult. Okay, being real here, despite the fact that said dude can easily be described as a legal adult and sound of mind, calling him a victim doesn't seem irrelevant when the dude's living in a fucking nursing home. And guess what? Like Bonnie's 1000 dude video, there's also a trailer for it on her Twitter. About 20 seconds of my life I'm begging the Emperor back for.
Today I am visiting my oldest fan. His name is Steve Nelson, and he sent me the address to where he lives, and it's a care home. I found my oldest fan via Facebook, and when I asked for his address, he actually sent me the address of a care home. So I'm actually here with him and his friends, and I'm going to show them a good time. Today I'm at the care home visiting my oldest fan.
I actually saw a video about this recently, and the person was saying, firstly, imagine what this dude's family thinks, and secondly, if he has one, do you think his grandson would be jealous? And wouldn't you guess who followed suit after that went big?
It really bigged you up, you know. Yeah, I'm excited for this one. I mean, I don't know CPR, so if it goes wrong, you need CPR. I need a nice look, not anything else. Do you want to spend 2 minutes with me alone, or do you want to pass it to the next person?
2 minutes with you.
Yeah? And what are you going to do to me?
As much as possible.
Yeah? Are we going to have fun?
I hope so.
Yeah? Okay.
I'll have fun.
Did you have fun?
I don't think so.
Yeah? Would you do it again?
Every day.
Would you recommend me to a friend?
I recommend it to everyone.
Good and bad?
Especially that.
I don't really have a large range of emotions, but I was unironically fucking gagging after the end bit for a solid 5 minutes. That is fucking vile. Now, here's another question for the comments. What do you think's weirder? Bonnie Blue's spawn camping, or Lily Phillips kill stealing? I think they're both as bad as each other, to be fair. Segue over. To finish, these are my raw, unfiltered opinions about this generally. It seems like their whole shtick is to make the most obscene things and do the most crazy stuff, but like, how do you one-up banging 1,000 dudes in a day, banging a dude in a nursing home, or even planning to livestream yourself giving birth? Because the only way it can get more obscene is when it gets into extreme fetish content, shit that's just straight up illegal. And it's kind of sad that these people feel like this is what they need to do for relevancy. And it's also kind of irresponsible, as I very much doubt they have a load of young female fans, but these people are kind of terrible role models. Because through their actions, they're saying the way to be an overnight household name and to just be successful is not only to go around the block, but go around the capital city too. And though I mentioned in my Sophie Rain video, she actively told people not to start an OnlyFans because her success, being it was a complete anomaly, it will still fall on deaf ears. The average earnings of an OnlyFans model is around $180 a month. Now bear in mind, that means average. So even if the average is 180, there are a handful of people earning millions, and even more earning drastically less than 180. And for most likely less than $180 a month, you're basically selling your body and putting it on the internet forever. So bearing that in mind, let me ask you, is less than 180 a month reasonable to you?
And that's the message that we deliver to little kids.
There's one thing I wanted to go over, one last thing. And we have to go back to Bonnie and this dude talking about haters. I'll let the clip roll.
Yeah, so stepping forward, you want to help people, and that's due to the job that you have. So thank you to everyone that gave Bonnie hate, because you're the reason she's in a position to now help people.
You know, if you're a hater and you're watching this, one, your hate, you know, it hasn't gone unnoticed, but luckily I'm someone that can take it and I don't mind. But one, do something better with your life. But second of all, thank you for, I guess, being so lazy and just sitting on your sofa, scrolling on TikTok, and being so miserable in your life to give me hate, because that is, you know, something's good to come out of that. And usually someone like that, not much going to come out of their life.
I don't know what the end of that sentence was, but I'm agreeing.
Not much good would come out of their life. These haters, I think I just worded that bad. Like, should I just completely start that again?
Nope.
My point is these haters that sit on their sofa scrolling on TikTok, usually not much good comes from their life. They're not motivated, they're not doing much, and they're not going to have much of a positive outcome. But I've been able to twist that and turn it into something positive, and now have enough media attention to be able to pay for someone's IVF.
Yeah, I think when I see the hate online and I see you guys that are hating comment, I just feel sorry for you, because you're clearly in a position of negativity. To sit there and watch if you hate someone, just don't watch it. Like if I don't want to see someone's content, I don't follow them, right? So the fact that you sit there, watch it, and then take time out of your day to message says that there is something wrong with your life, and it's something you should try and change.
Okay, so because I have a subjective opinion that what you do is subjectively wrong, you're inadvertently, or with full knowledge, creating a positive image about the most vile end of sex work, and that you lied about saying you weren't pregnant even though there is a video of you saying in 8 months you're going to record yourself giving birth, that makes me a bad and miserable person. Okay, I mean, like, neither of those are wrong. But your point was, I'm trying to do something with your support, and I'm using controversy to do it. But then you say, if you bring attention to the shitty things I do, 1, it's a bit, and 2, you must have no life and should feel bad for criticizing me and my terrible life choices. If you're watching this, I'd like you to tell me how I'm wrong without strawmanning. But yeah, if I keep going, we're probably going to be here for another hour, and this is supposed to be a recap. So, in conclusion, we all just need to live in the forest. So yeah, that's it. See ya.